Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Pre-Break. So today's topic I came up like 1 week ago. The main reason why I don't upload this amazing podcast as frequently as I used to, because I run out of ideas way too fast. And yeah, so if you have some epic gamer ideas, leave them in the comments below. YouTube says that 100% of my viewers are not subscribed. So like, favorite, rate 5 stars, share on Facebook, share with your family. This is PG6, so if your family is above 6 years old, you can share it with them. Okay, today's topic is a little bit dumb, a little bit spiritual if you might, a little bit religious if you might. Like last time, last time it will be as much as it was last time, which is not that much, but it's still too much in my liking. So, I do believe that there are multiple Earths, but they do not coexist. Well, they technically do, but not like, you cannot see them. That's obvious. You could see them. It's not impossible, actually. Well, yeah, I'm confusing myself. But you know that Descartes' theory of quantum mechanics, that the cat in the box. Well, where's the other option go? If you open it, it's when it's closed, it's dead and alive. When you open it, it's one of the two options. Where did the other option go? Well, it went on another parallel universe. And yeah, I think that is very true. And another dumbass theory, that whenever the universe sent another Big Bang happens, because why not? I haven't read the article, but it's in my Google feed. Yes, I check my Google feed. I have no life, but it's actually pretty good, the Google feed. Like, it's actually pretty interesting. It actually, Google tracks you very good, and it knows your interests. And so yeah, it's worth it to check out. And yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. And yeah, the title was some scientists believe from the end of the universe another Big Bang will happen. Now, I don't believe that's how it happens, but it could be similar, but it could be very different. I'm open to interpretation. Hello guys again, sorry I had to take a bit of a break. And yeah, so where was I? So each time the universe starts over again, because of that dumbass theory, we branch off less and less, so there are less and less possibilities for everything. You get what I'm saying? So it just removes the option of choice, because if you really think about it, every single thing you do is a choice. every single thing. If you really think about it, like, will you blink now or 1 millisecond later? Will you just walk out of bed or not? How long will your step be? How long? Everything's a choice, but you don't really think about those choices. And that's exactly it. Every time the universe restarts, or however you wanna call it, it gets into a more perfect state each time. It removes every quote-unquote bad option you've done each time. And now you might be like, well, why did I fail my test? Well, you failed your test because later that failure of the test will result something that it's 3 times better than that. So it's exponential. The more bad thing happens, the better, the better the result will be. But it takes more time for the better result. So if you do something really horrible, it might take about 30 years to see the good result of that bad deed. So what I'm saying is, there are no bad doings actually. Well, you might be, well, what about free will? And do you actually believe in free will? If you so believe in free will, why don't you go to the forest? And you're like, well, I don't want to go to the forest. Exactly, you don't have free will. I just proved it. Why do you want to stay home? Exactly, you're forced to stay in home. You might be, well, I liked it at home. How sure you like it at home? Why don't you go to the forest and try it? And you're like, but I don't want to go to the forest. Exactly, you don't have free will. I can prove it countless ways. Why don't you go outside your home and run around 10 times, then go to the supermarket and buy 3 beers? You might be like, oh wow, I can buy beers or something, and I'm too lazy to run around my home. Well, you can do it, can't you? And you think about it and you see that you cannot do it, You're like, well, why do I have to prove myself to this jackass talking to the internet that I have free will? Well, you don't, but that exactly still proves my point. Your not having a free will is trying to persuade you in not having free will, You're trying to think of reasons why you don't want to run around your home, because everything in your life is set to be. Not exactly said to be, but there is some variation maybe, but after maybe some more restarts of the universe, that will be gone completely. There is even another not theory, this is confirmed. Do you know of the maybe third law or wait a second. So of entropy, or we don't know. Well, it's kind of the opposite of gravity, but it's not the spreading out of the universes. It's like everything hates each other and wants to stay as far apart as it can. And you might be like, well, how did the planets form? They're just a black cluster of atoms. If atoms hate each other so goddamn much, why did planets form? And that's a really good question. It's because of gravity. They hate each other. Gravity is the opposite of entropy. And if gravity didn't exist, our atoms in our body that make us up would be immediately torn apart. Gravity is the only thing that keeps us together. What else kind of, in quotation marks, proves entropy? Well, it's, how your room gets messier over time. That's the natural order of things. And you know why you go older actually is because of entropy. If there wasn't entropy, nothing will be making you die actually. You would just be the same age. Entropy is wanting really badly. to take your atoms apart. That's why you die, because in the end your atoms go away from you and they get to form something cool and nice, which entropy still hates, and in the end it also makes that thing that formed its atoms to go away, so on forever. And you might be saying like, yeah, what does that have to do with what you were saying 1 minute ago? Well, entropy is trying to make your life as linear as possible so that, nothing interesting happens. Entropy is like an uninteresting thing. It wants to have the universe to be as empty as possible, as little things connected as possible, you know? And that's why every time the universe restarts, there are less choices for you to take, actually. But your life gets better each time. So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And you know what? I'll end the podcast soon, so please stay here. One more thing is I actually consider myself an atheist, and I still do. But the whole restarting of the universe BS I just talked about, well, there is actually a religion that believes in that. But I don't actually follow its ideals a lot, so I still consider myself an atheist who believes in that religion. That religion is not so obviously Buddhism. It believes that each time, you die, you revive. And the only way to stop that reviving is achieving nirvana. And achieving nirvana is by achieving something else, and I stopped reading because I was bored. And then I read it 1 month later, and it's by achieving the Four Noble Truths, which are some BS about, you know how to die, but you aren't actually dead or something. Some BS Buddhism, So I don't know if I'm an actual atheist or because I didn't know about Buddhism, but I still developed those beliefs. So I guess I am a Buddhist, if that's how you call it. Well, bye, because I want to upload this, so I have a new episode of PP Break. See you next time.